say, are you all this evening of your time as you create time to exist? Allow us to begin this, the first interaction of your new year, of your time of counting, with the idea called self-awareness. That may be your entitlement, if you wish. Now, I have discussed from time to time with many of you the idea of what you call the patterns and the habitual rituals that many of you find yourselves in your physiological reality. This analogy can assist in our understanding of the very ability for self-awareness itself. We have discussed, along with the idea, the notion of habits, that once you recognize you have a habit, you no longer have it. That you have to be outside of it, beyond it, in a sense, in order to know you had it. When you are in the framework, you do not know you are in the framework. You do not see the framework for what it is. When you arrive at a point in your life, when you recognize that you were in a particular framework, then it must, by definition, be past tense. You have to already be beyond it, outside of it, so to speak, in order to know that the framework existed, because only from that point of view can you see the idea of what the framework is and how it relates to everything else you have been doing in your life. The analogy that we have used, once again, is the idea of being on a mountaintop, and from the mountaintop, then you understand that before you climb the mountain, you used to live in a valley. But it is not something that you may recognize until you reach the mountaintop, for there your perspective allows you to truly see, in a much broader sense, the terrain of the inhabitation you experienced before. The idea of self-awareness, the recognition of self-awareness, to some degree, functions alongside, parallel to this analogy. And the very ability to be self-aware, in a sense, for lack of a better term, can be called a proof that your mind, your consciousness, must, by definition, be, in a sense, of a non-physical nature to begin with. Let us illuminate the idea further. We recognize on your planet there have been for quite some time ideas, belief systems, where individuals might think that your physical reality is all there is, and that there is no physical extension beyond your lifespan. And that in there being no physical extension beyond your lifespan, then the idea that you are, the mind that you are, the consciousness that you are, ceases to exist. We recognize that this has been a belief on your planet held by some individuals for quite some time. The idea, however, can be seen to be self-contradictory, for you can recognize that your ability to be self-aware, self-reflective, to see yourself, requires that you have the capacity, in a sense, to stand outside the paradigm that you are, to stand outside the framework that you are. The ability for self-reflection cannot come from within the framework in which you exist on the physiological level. The idea that mind is simply the product of physiological chemical interactions and nothing more would be contradictory, in the sense that a physical object, if that is all there is a physical reality, if that is the only framework, and there is no other framework from which you can view physical reality, then self-awareness would not be possible. You would not be able to have that remote, self-reflective ability, for there would be nothing beyond it. Those measurements, the recognition of self, is a measurement that can only be made outside of the thing that you are measuring, the framework you are measuring in. If physical materiality was all that there is, in that sense, you would simply be programmed, as you say, hardwired. There would be no flexibility, no reprogramming, no ability to extend a reflection back to yourself. For the idea of physical reality would be self-contained. Non-physicality, to some degree, is simply an extension of the physicality you are used to. It is a more rarefied version, a vibrational, a frequency shift, but one with profound sensorial effects, one that is expansive in its point of view relative to the physical reality you are used to inhabiting, shall we say. Now, this does not mean that it is the end-all, be-all, this non-physical reality, in terms of having a point of view, in terms of expansiveness, in terms of knowing. There are still yet many levels, shall we say, many degrees, and they are quite infinite, of knowingness, of self-reflectivity. It is open-ended, and must be open-ended, once again, in order to have the ability for self-reflection. That open-endedness, the ability to be infinite, is what creates the ability to see yourself, to be aware of yourself, and to recognize yourself at any place, at any stage, within the whole idea of existence. If it were not infinite, once again, it would be a closed framework. And in a closed framework, there cannot be self-reflection. So infinity, non-physical reality, these things, in a sense, are necessary ingredients for you to be even able to possess the capability of self-awareness. For self-awareness is the first, shall we say, separation. You are you. You are one idea. To be able to see yourself implies that there is more than the one idea you have thought yourself to be for so long. It is an extended, or how you say, existential point of view, a transcendental point of view. It is a loop. Like a mirror, it implies that there is another point of view beyond that which you express yourself to be at any given locale in space-time. To be able to extend your senses to the place where you can think about yourself, where you can be self-aware, implies, by definition, that there is something beyond the reality at any given moment that you immediately inhabit, and always will be, forever. We will be delineating more of the ideas of aspects of consciousness, clarifying these abilities within many of you. Within this, your new year, what we have termed year of conviction. But by whatever name this time in your lives goes by, it is the time of explosions and explorations and true allowance, true redefining of the persona and the personality that you are. Many of the ideas that have been termed workshops that we will be discussing in this your new year will deal directly with specific ways to redesign the persona that you are into what you wish it to be. All the tools are now available. The level of awareness on your planet makes it so that you can begin to truly define and redesign the persona that you are, and have the different lifestyle that is representative of the new persona, the new personality, the new construct you express yourself to be. We will also be discussing altered states of consciousness as they apply both to your physiological reality and several other realities that you are connected to but have not in your reality had conscious remembrance of for quite some time. But it will form links for you that can be translated in ways that you can apply in your physiological reality to aid in the assistance and acceleration of your own self-awareness, because you will be able to use those other places. You also exist as mirrors, larger mirrors, to see what you may call the bigger picture of your physical reality. To see more clearly and cleanly how you fit. Because you do. Not to see whether you fit, but how you fit. For if you did not fit, you would not be where you are. But we can begin to use what you may call those higher selves, those future selves, those mirrors, to reflect back to you that point of view, that self-aware reflection that will allow you to truly see how you are intermingled with all other individual personas in your physiological reality. We will be discussing ideas of your sensitivity, of awareness within your physical reality and how to increase that. And all the ideas of keying into vibration and energy, the energy that you are. For you are made of energy. And the frequency, the pitch at which you vibrate determines everything you experience. Everything. And we will be discussing that. And how to apply that in your lives in a very conscious, direct methodology that will give you immediate feedback so that you understand you are responsible for the creation of your physiological reality. This, in having termed it your year of conviction, is where we work together in more parallel ways, hand in hand, as you say, with tools and methodologies that will allow you in immediate reflection of all the concepts and ideas and belief systems we have discussed for the previous 4 years of your time, so that you will have what you call your practical experience with these ideas. Know they are tools that will feel solid to you, that you can apply in your life and get a result from immediately. Less time is necessary now. More conviction means less time is necessary to get the results you desire. It will take you through many roots of yourself, will put you in touch with many beliefs that you may have and not know that you have, but that will be part of the fun. For that self-discovery will always, once again, lead you to the recognition of the greater self that functions as a mirror to become more self-aware of the you are in all the expanded ways you can. These are some of the things we will be discussing this year of your time. And all of it will be for the purpose of expanding your self-awareness and your activity, your conviction, and increasing the potential of allowing you to be one mind, individuals always, but one mind, in step, harmoniously, smoothly, effortlessly, joyfully. For these things are your birthrights. Nothing in the universe denies happiness to you but yourselves. You all are that powerful. Every single one of you. Every single one is a universe unto him or herself. Or itself, depending upon the reality you come from. This year will put you more in touch with all the ideas that you are. We thank you for your willingness to have created the world you have created. To have it be such a bold expression. To be so very exciting. in return for the sharing you have done with us, I ask you now, how may I serve you?
Hello, Bashar.
And to you,